Well, you could say they're in a league of their own. We're talking about the American Youth Football Shelton Seahawks football team. What makes AYF so unique is that the league's kids play on are based on their age, grade level, and not size or weight. Okay, let's clarify that. We've got two wonderful guests right now. I'm sorry, your name is?
I'm Bob Trez.
And you are?
Julie Blakeman.
All right, let's clarify this. So we are not going to exclude anybody, but we're including everybody based on what?
Grade and age appropriate football.
Okay.
It's really terrific because over the years you'll talk to somebody and say, I was too big to play football, or my son happens to be a pretty good example of that. And as years have gone by, the evolution is, hey, why don't we just let everybody play the game grade and age appropriate? We don't have kids playing beyond their maturity. Just because of weight. We don't have an older 8th grader playing with a younger 6th grader just based on their weight. And the secret to the sauce really is they play with their friends.
And who's this playing? Do we know who this is?
That looks like Robinson. That looks like our vice president's son out there running.
Okay, number 27. All right, so you're saying that it really is kind of more, I like the idea that it's more social. It's kind of a social-based athletic kind of get together, because it isn't based on your size, which a lot of times when you think about athletes, the bigger you are, the better you are, especially if you're a football player. So in this case, you're saying it's more of just like an age thing. Am I correct? Or?
It's more age and grade. We're putting kids together that we're not playing them beyond their maturity level. In other words, an older kid would always have more experience, even though he may be lighter. There's a term called the older lighter out there. However, like I say, All-American, we've taken the scale away. We don't embarrass children throwing them on a scale. They might have to. In the past, kids have historically been asked to sweat down. You see this number 65 on the screen? That's Mark Ortiz. Mark is a big boy, and he came over to our program. And,
how old is he?
Mark was 13 in that picture. He's 5'10", and he's just slightly over 250.
Okay, so yes.
He's a lineman. And, like I said, the grade and age appropriate format, the All-American format, will allow Mark to develop as a young man into a lineman at this point in time in his career. Who's to say that he doesn't grow up, trim down, whatever might happen to him, but he's getting the opportunity to play. Okay. Whereas before, under a weight-based program, he never hits the field.
Right, interesting. So how did you get involved with this?
Oh my goodness, I knew that question.
Don't worry, we'll consolidate it.
Real simple. My son wasn't afforded an opportunity to play football. He was a big guy. And eventually I looked into our friends at Monroe, the Lions next door to us. They played American Youth Football. They were doing the All-American format, grade base, and they said, hey, we'd love to have your son come over here and play. And I said, well, why is it in Shelton? And at that point in time, I was like, all right, I'll take a look into it. And it's been a huge undertaking. And long story short, it's very satisfying to work with children and the cheerleaders, the football players. But at the end of the day, where's the opportunity to play?
Right.
And we took that advantage and joined up with American Youth Football. And now we're up to 280 kids, and we're rocking and rolling with our Julie Blakeman, our fundraiser. And
so let's talk about the fundraiser.
It's gonna be great.
Okay.
It's next Saturday, June 23rd, on the Shelton River Walk. We're bringing a cow down. You could come by and buy a square, and if the cow chips on your square, you'll be the grand prize winner of $500.
So the event starts at 10 a.m., correct?
Starts at 10 a.m.
At 3 p.m. Now, is there a better time to get there to just kind of confirm you're going to win?
I mean, it's kind of first come, first serve as numbers. The farmers market's going to be happening at 9 a.m. at that kind of the same location, so come down earlier. We're going to have the roaming railroad there for train rides, and touch a tractor and crafts, and there's just going to be a whole lot of fun happening down there with the
Thank
kids.
you so much, and I really appreciate it. So we do have this fundraiser, and of course, if you want to find out more about it, more details, and exactly when to get there, we've got WTNH.com. You can click on Good Morning Connecticut.